Alright, cat lovers, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and we are here with a brand new Ambuscade guide video. And we weren't going to bother making one this month because we put out a guide video 2 years ago, and frankly that strategy sucks, and I didn't really have anything good to offer. But then I just saw too many people saying this month isn't worth doing, we're going to skip it, and that I couldn't abide. So we struggled with it, we wiped to it many times, but by gum, I think we've cracked it. We've come up with a strategy that is consistent, and I think it's replicable. So if you didn't already know, this month is against the Sahagin Songstress and her cadre of best buddies. She's a bard, she doesn't move, and you can't damage her directly. She spawns in with 2 monks, 2 dragoons, a white mage, and a Kraken as her best buddies, and that white mage can benediction, which is really fun, and she takes damage when you kill her adds. The rub is that A, she's buffing the adds constantly, and B, if you fight around her, the adds take more damage the closer they are to her, but she has a massive regen bubble and bio bubble surrounding her. So your attack gets reduced, they get really high regen, it's very difficult to overcome that regen and kill them. You could alternatively pull them away from her to fight them, but then the adds get a huge DT. They barely take any damage, so like it's a catch-22. Now we can get rid of those auras by silencing the Songstress, but then a new mechanic rears its ugly head. Each add will now level up every time they do a TP move. Not only do they get HP back, which is even worse than the regen every time they level up, it only takes like 2 or 3 before they're so evasive you can't hit them. So there just felt like there was no clear path through this Ambuscade until Big Shiraj of Phoenix dropped the last piece of knowledge we needed to bring everything together and win this fight, and that's the power of Enthunder on this fight. Those adds will have their TP removed when they take thunder damage. So we started combining the old leg sweep method with this Enthunder silence trick, and we are finally getting some consistent results. So for the party setup, we're going to be using Dragoon, Red Mage Sub-Scholar, Bard, Corsair, Geomancer, and White Mage. I do want to caution, this fight does still require some pretty heavy DD to get through it quick enough. And if you're having trouble, I've done runs where I dropped the White Mage for a second DD and brought the Geo sub White Mage. I was still able to get through it, albeit, you know, seeing a lot of orange and red HP was a little scary, but it is doable. And so you can bring a little more power that way. I like to be safe, so I'm sticking with the White Mage. For buffs, we're doing Chaos Roll, Sam's Roll, Honor March, Blade Madrigal, Valor Minuet 5, and Aria of Passion. If you don't have Aria, do another Minuet. And the Madrigal is important. They're pretty evasive. We're doing Indi-Wilt, Geo-Frailty, and an Entrust-Barrier. They do hit really hard when they're free, and even though these are susceptible to sleep, they will get free a couple of times. Doing Barthunder and Barparalyze. Haste to everybody, Phalanx to everybody, and then obviously do a session Enthunder on everybody. And remember, Auspice overwrites an end spell, so don't use Auspice on this fight. And one more quick note, anybody that can use Dispelga with Daybreak, you want to have that set up. That's going to be very important for this fight. On the pole here, I like to go right around the Songstress, get right on top of her, because they do take more damage the closer they are to her, so I want everything as compact around the Songstress as possible. So I'm going to stand right on top of her, target that Kraken, and he's going to be our target for sleep. So we're going to start by killing the Kraken, because he won't go to sleep. So before we start doing anything else, get him off the field. He can hit pretty hard, and he does have this really nasty knockback here. It's conal though, so keep that in mind. It also applies gravity. It's really annoying. And you can see that bio aura's on. It's ticking. He does have the regen, but he's pretty squishy, so you should be able to get through him with the regen on. All right. He's dead. Target the Songstress. To silence her, she needs to have a lot of debuffs on. To that end, we're going to use Impact, because Impact puts 7 debuffs on. You need 6 for her to be silenceable. Impact does it all in one go. Hit her with Impact. Once she has all those debuffs on, you can silence her. And as soon as silence is on, do at least 2 volleys of Dispelga. You have to have their Lightning Carol off. Plus, they'll have Mambo and stuff. You just want all those buffs off. Now, pick whichever one you want. It really doesn't matter. Open with a leg sweep first. This is especially important on the Wave Fist, because if they block your weapon skills, they take very little damage, so make sure to leg sweep them before you start cranking them. Also, the Enthunder's not a perfect counter to the leveling up mechanic, so while they're stunned, they can't do TP moves, so we're kind of double dipping here. We got on the Wave Fist, we go ahead and stun them, And we're cooking them. And we're cranking them. Now what you got to watch out for is this goes really well until the Songstress does Cleansing Bubble. That's when you have to stop everything and reapply the silence. Cleansing Bubble removes all debuffs off of everybody. You'll see it, it's like a little bubble goes around all the Sahagins. And unless a Sahagin is nearly dead, there it goes, I would make sure to, I would just get off of it. If it's only like half dead, just get off of it, re-sleep everything. They will go back to sleep. And then it's just like before. You're going to hit her with the impact. You're going to silence her. And then you're going to start dispelling. Couple volleys of Dispelga. The Hydrophile is the White Mage. This is the most dangerous one. So it's very, very important to leg sweep this one. Because that Benediction is going to give all the Songstress her HP back. And that's really annoying. So just keep it going. But he's the squishiest. The Hydrophile goes right down. So it's not too bad. Leg sweep that Flow Spear. And once all the mobs are dead, now you can directly attack the Songstress. But if you're a little slow, she does start respawning the adds. So you may end up just killing adds to kill her. But if you get rid of all the adds, now you can hit her directly, and the fight ends really quickly. Bang. And there it is. That's the old Impact Silence Dispelga Enthunder leg sweep method. I know that is a lot of steps, and we are not used to respecting mechanics at that level in this stream. But we wanted to put out Ambuscade guide videos that are actually replicable. And again, if you are struggling with the DPS check on this fight, because there is still one, even with this method, you can drop the White Mage, have the Geo sub White Mage, and bring in a second DD to give you that extra oomph. And make sure you're fighting the same ad at the same time. You don't want people fighting different ads. Make sure you target the same one. Everybody dogpiles it, and you kill it quick. For the key item this month, I recommend going to use the Unity Warp to Sea Serpent Grotto for a nice tip to easily manage the Unity Warp list. If you set Bakanawa's objectives, when you open up the Unity Warp menu, just go to Set Objectives, and it'll be right there in a short list, so you don't have to go to the level and all that. It makes it a little bit easier, especially if you're multi-boxing. So there it is, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. We do this kind of thing live daily at twitch.tv/VelnerXI starting at 5:30 Pacific time, and I'm really curious if you were able to put this strategy to use, if you found success, and if you haven't, what kind of things were holding you back. I think this is replicable, but I could be wrong. So really appreciate any feedback. Pop it in the comments, and I hope make sure to pop over on Twitch. Be there and be square. Bye.